Yeah, we are.
So I had a few, before we get into it, I had a few things to talk about. And I think I'm going to narrow it down. So one, All-Star voting started, so I was going to ask your guys' votes, but now two big stories came out in the last hour. I don't know if you guys have been on NBA Twitter, but there's a report that Trae Young could request a trade if the Hawks struggle during the preseason, and DeMar DeRozan also could request a trade. What are your thoughts on both of those, Adam? Because Angelo, I don't want to hear you bash Trae Young for 15 minutes.
Okay, well, I'll start with DeMar.
Okay.
I think DeMar needs to get out of there. I think the Bulls
Absolutely.
need to get rid of him because right now, as I said, I think 2 weeks ago, he's getting older. It's the height of his, potential, I guess, right now. That's what we're seeing.
And his value. I don't think his value gets any higher than it is right now.
So get rid of him. Get you either two good players or one really good player out of it. Or maybe some picks.
Or picks. I was going to say picks. Build that war chest.
Send him to OKC. Get you some picks from there.
Oh, they're not going to. OKC isn't going to take him. If he's going anywhere, because with his age, I don't know. Actually, now that I might have to change one of my wish lists because there's a team that I think could.
I'll say this. I agree with the wanting to go because I think he does have to cement his legacy. When you say DeMar DeRozan to me, my first thought,
DeMar DeRozan.
LeBronto. He was the guy who allowed LeBronto to be invented. So I think he needs to solidify himself as a piece on a championship team. So I'll go with Trae Young after you're done, Adam, because I have a good bit to say about that as well.
I'm sure you've got something to say about Trae Young.
Yes.
Here's something that you're not going to expect, though. Please get rid of Trae Young.
That's exactly what I expected from you, and that's what I expect from Angelo.
Thank you!
He is more of a detriment than he is a help.
Thank you.
I watched him the other night go off and hit 7 shots in a row. And then he didn't hit another shot into the third quarter. He's a detriment on defense. He's a streaky shooter. I hate to keep rehashing the same point, but they messed up when they traded Luka. I say move on to Trae, send him somewhere where he can be the second or third man.
So my question is, okay, so before we get into Angelo, because there's no reasoning with Angelo, right?
Yeah.
So my question is, you have Trae Young on a rookie extension, right? Where with that kind of money are you going to get someone who in the last 3 games has scored above 30 points? He had 37 2 nights ago. And 13, 16, 9 assists. Where are you going to get that on that kind of a contract?
But does his contract not come up at the end of this year or possibly next?
I believe it's next year, but it's still a rookie extension. It's not.
Yeah, it'll be an RFA. Yeah,
you're not paying him absurd amounts of money for that kind of production.
He signed a 5-year, $215 million deal.
Yeah, but when does that kick in?
Probably in 2 years.
I'm checking.
Or a year.
This year, after next year, he's making $37 million.
Well, oof.
I don't know. I just don't know.
Pay for a guy who had a 5 PER in his last playoff game. Anyway, go on.
Is that a lot of money for a guy that just scored 37 points and 16 assists?
Pascal Siakam just got 52.
I'll start whenever you guys are.
Okay, go ahead. Go on your Trae rant.
Okay, I am going to surprise you. You said it's Trae Young who's requesting?
Yes.
Yeah, if they.
I think he's smart. I think he's smart. Absolutely. And here's why I think he's smart. Because if they underperform in the playoffs, even though I'm going to call it DeJounte Murray and the Hawks going in the playoffs, the guy who's going to get the blame nationally, who is that?
Trae Young.
That is Trae Young. And it is, depending on where he goes, if he goes to a place where he isn't the main superstar, the number one guy, I think he's got a shot. So, if he joins forces with someone who can kind of offset some of his deficiencies, then yeah, I think that's a smart move.
That's
I'm all for player movement. I think that's a smart decision.
You mean so if a point guard, an undersized point guard, who isn't really great on defense but can shoot the ball pretty well and give you 30, if you were to say pair him with a all defensive NBA shooting guard and a defensive player of the year nominee, small forward, power forward, you would say that's smart team building?
No. You have to pair him with someone who's better than him.
Ooh,
period.
I don't know about that.
No, that's 100% true. You have to pair him with someone who's better than him. Because if he's the guy, he's going to choke it. To me, until he shows me, he's going to choke it. Every time. So no, you need to pair with someone who's better than him. Honestly, if it was me, I wasn't going to bring this up because I didn't know this news. But honestly, if you're the Suns and you can find a way to swindle a Chris Paul plus picks for Trae Young deal,
that is a good trade for both teams.
Yeah,
but that's not a knock on Trae at all. Like, that's a better trade for the Suns. That makes more sense for their timeline.
I would rather see Chris Paul and the Hawks.
Really, the only person getting a bad deal there is Chris Paul because that's his last real shot. But
I mean, the Hawks just was Eastern Conference
done now. I think he's done now. But go on.
I think he's given up a little bit.
Yeah,
but I don't. Like, if he requests a trade, obviously you have to trade him, but I don't think the Hawks should be exploring a trade. I think they should, as I said, they need a coaching change.
I'm not saying get rid of him, but actually I did say get rid of him earlier. If he's requesting a trade, get rid of. If that's going to be the issue.
Yeah, the moment a player requests a trade, you need to get rid of him, and I think the Nets kind of are learning that. Now, when a player requests a trade, you just need to go through with it because it just destroys chemistry. But
you don't want to play with that dude.
You don't want to play with that dude, and that dude don't want to play with you.
So I was gonna say we could go over like all-star votes, like our ballots, because I don't know. Have you guys submitted a ballot today yet?
No. I know who won't be on it. Trae Young.
Trae will not be on mine. You are correct there, but. We will, I guess, go over that in a future episode a little closer to the All-Star game.
Yeah.